right? That at the very least they should at least perform some sort of tshuva, and therefore, right, at least to do tshuva that's out of to ease their suffering, right? That what happens is by saying malchuyot, they still need to say zichronot, and shofarot. So what the interesting thing is that the Rashash Hakadosh says that before the brachot of Tkiyat Shofar, he says that every person, even if they haven't already taken upon themselves something, before the bracha and during the bracha, before the amen, take upon yourself something really small that you're going to be able to connect. This is Rabbi Derman mentions it every year. He says that the tshuva, but during the brachot and before you say amen, you take upon yourself quietly one little thing, really small, that you could do throughout the year. Come to Zera Shimshon. I could tell you for myself that I've taken upon. Last year I took upon myself saying korbanot from the atchala to the end every day, and whether it means if I missed it before davening, so I would say it after davening, whatever it is, I would just say. That's why I'm late for every day. So I would do is I didn't care when I said it. I said I have to say it every day. Korbanot every day in the morning.
It's a while.
It's not easy. It's 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes. Right? So I said to myself, that's what I'm going to do. And then I said also, I'm going to say Kriyat Shema Lamita every night. And there were nights when you're like, 1:32 in the morning, you're like your eyes are burning and you can't do it, but you do it anyway. And I could tell you that it really, one of the reasons is to take a little bit of Kabbalah, accept it upon yourself, a little bit of Shuvah. The other reason is that Rabbi Derman mentioned, I forgot who he mentions, he quotes it, he says is, that way you remember Rosh Hashana every day. So that way throughout the year, you're always connected to Rosh Hashana. Wow. So I'm going to stop here just because...
that's a beautiful point.
Anyway, but one other thing that he mentions, and I can tell you from my own personal stories or personal experience, that he mentions it every year as well. And the first time I heard it, I was like, this is crazy, but I actually did it. And both times I did it, the things I asked for came true. He says that on the first night of Rosh Hashana, say Tehillim twice. The whole Sefer Tehillim. The whole Sefer twice. Now I can tell you that sounds insane. It does sound insane. But for the first year I did it by myself.
I do it with twice.
Right, twice. Right, exactly. You do it with the family, you break it up. This year I said, this is the perfect year that no matter what anyone says, oh, we're not going to do it, whatever you say. This year I said, this is it, we're going to do it. I'm going to, Bezrat Hashem Bli Neder, I bought a Tehillim Mechulak. You get like, each booklet is like 7, 8 pages or whatever, 10 pages. And then you basically break it up to people at the meal, and you wait, everyone does it. And then this is the perfect year because everyone's going to say, this year we all experience Sarah. There's no one's going to say, right? We all experience it. Let's daven for something big. And you'll see. And the other thing that he meant, that I saw it also, that after davening on Shacharis, both days, but he mentioned specifically the first day, is that whatever happens, sometimes you get distracted because a kid is running around, or something, your davening doesn't go as well as you want it to be. At the end of the davening, you say, Kol man david rachmana l'tav avid, meaning whatever it is, you always can focus not to get, during Rosh Hashana especially, he says, focus on trying not to be bekas at any way. Whatever it is, he tells a story of a big gadol that, I forgot who it was, he mentions a story about this guy who's wearing his white kaftan, on Rosh Hashana, and he gets home and the lights blow out. So it's dark, and he says, oh, this is beautiful, this is a great Rosh Hashana. And then, of course, his wife is going to bring the food, and the food spills because she can't see anything, and he's helping to clean it up, and his white kaftan gets all dirty, and he's mamtik the din by saying it's all good. Like whatever he says, it says it's all good. And he says that that person, I forgot who he mentions, that year, his Sfarim get to this next level of writing because of all this hamtakah that he didn't want to get upset. Obviously, he could have got upset, he could have got angry, he could have got annoyed. He just didn't. So I think b'zchut that we should all try to do a little bit more this year to accept upon ourselves. The first year, I say that everything goes after that first. The reason why the Tehillim works so much, again, I don't understand half those things, but a quarter of the things. But the reason why, according to what I learned, is that the deen, the real deen, Hashem is dan the olam in the morning. But at night, that is when the day starts. When does the day start for Jews? At night. So between the night and the morning, there's this time when we're basically standing in front of Hashem and saying, carte blanche. It's like what it's unfiltered. In other words, it's like comparing to the Havdil, right? When you go to a Rebbe and you give you give him the kfittel and you say, here's my kfittel, I want you to read it, tell me what, help me out, right? You have the chance to sit in front of the king for a few hours before he starts judging. So that when you have the opportunity, take it. So there we go. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen v'Amen. What happened with all the chairs? You don't know.
See you, man.
ברוך אתה אדוני המלך לעולם המחיה והקלה והתאונה והארץ חום לטוב ברכה והשבתית וברכת בתינו לכל מפרע בשבוע דרכינו